Across the ages, you find women who carry a certain resonance, a quality that sets them apart for a life of profound purpose. When life selects them for such a path, it leaves an invisible imprint upon their spirit, making their presence distinct. There is a depth to these women that everyone can feel, even those who may not understand it. They do not flow with the convenient currents of social expectation. They possess a remarkable inner capacity. The first signal of a woman walking a path of deep purpose is that she refuses to model her life on the expectations of others. This means women with this spiritual imprint never live to seek validation by becoming a reflection of those around them. In fact, it's quite difficult to sway such a woman with external praise, because her focus is on honoring an inner truth, not on collecting opinions. You could be glamorous, wealthy, and admired by all, but a woman of this nature will feel no pull to measure herself against you. Ancient wisdom teaches us to find our form from within, not from the world outside, so we may discover our authentic purpose. These women resist the constant pressure to conform because they are more concerned with their own alignment than with social acceptance. They move differently, perceive differently, and hold different priorities than the average person. While some follow the shifting tides, these women are guided by their own steady stars. While others seek comfort in blending in, these women cannot help but stand out. You cannot force them into a mold they were not meant to fill. While others may choose distraction, you will find a woman with this imprint investing quietly in her own growth. She finds richness not in gossip, but in meaningful work or the simple sanctuary of her own space. This path isn't one of rebellion. It is one of profound attunement, which prepares you to lead from your center rather than follow the crowd. The second signal of such a woman is an extraordinary capacity that most people do not cultivate. Women on this path can navigate pressures, responsibilities, and challenges that would overwhelm the unprepared mind. They naturally bring order to chaos and find their footing in territories many would fear to enter. Timeless stories speak of this archetype, the wise judge who brought clarity when others were lost in conflict. Notice how her inner authority was the source of her strength, a force that created a space for others to find balance. Her essence was not diminished by her relationships, but rather, it highlighted her profound ability to lead where leadership was needed. Women with this imprint often find themselves in positions of influence, not because they seek power, but because they possess the capacity to hold responsibilities that others shy away from. This is why you may observe some women leading with such quiet confidence and strength. You may see them become the stable center of their family, not from a desire to control, but because when harmony is lost, life has instilled within them the capacity to restore it. This is not about competing. It is about fulfilling a natural role. A woman was never meant to remain in the shadows of her own potential. Ancient texts describe this remarkable capacity. They speak of a woman who assesses a piece of land and, through her own effort, cultivates a vineyard. She strengthens her own resolve and embraces her power. She trusts her own judgment about her endeavors, ensuring her light does not fade in the dark. In essence, she engages with the world, making decisions of consequence, actions often reserved for others in her time. She did not wait for permission. She had the capacity and the inner authority to initiate. Women of purpose possess this same ability to excel in any area, not because they wish to prove themselves against men, but because a deep wellspring of ability has equipped them to step in where they see a void. The average person might observe a problem and do nothing, but a woman connected to this inner wisdom thinks and acts ahead. Other legends tell of a queen who, faced with the annihilation of her people, did not rely on her status alone. She thought strategically. She initiated a period of collective focus and fasting, devising a sophisticated plan that required her to risk everything to reverse a terrible decree. Observe her mindset. If I am to perish, I will perish. She was willing to release the outcome for a cause greater than herself. This level of strategic thinking and centered action reveals the extraordinary capacity women of purpose possess. While a reactive mind gives way to panic and fear, a woman connected to her inner strength possesses a profound stillness, a courage that flows from a place of deep trust. She is not afraid to face down powerful forces, to meet threats that would make others tremble. This is the source of her quiet lion's heart. The third signal you will notice in a woman of deep purpose is the presence of a calm and gentle spirit. This may seem like a contradiction to her strength, but it is in fact the very source of her power. As an old teaching says, true beauty is not outward adornment, but the inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth. Nearly every woman of significant impact in our stories was known for this quality. It is a trait universally praised, making it deeply significant. This calmness is not weakness or shyness. It is centered strength. A calm spirit means she does not need to be loud or create drama to be heard. Her presence fills the room before she even speaks. She doesn't waste energy arguing with those who are not ready to listen or defending herself from every slight, because she trusts that the truth will find its own way. A gentle spirit means she remains open and teachable despite her remarkable capacity. She does not use her strength to impose her will, but to serve a purpose larger than herself. One story tells of a young woman chosen for a momentous task. When told of her destiny, she simply responded, "Let it be done according to your word." Despite being chosen for the most significant role imaginable, she responded with quiet acceptance and gentle surrender. It was this calm and gentle spirit that made her capable of carrying such an extraordinary calling. If you carry these qualities, this might be a familiar part of your journey. To walk a path of purpose with grace is to find true strength in stillness. If what I'm sharing resonates with the quiet truth within you, I invite you to join our community on this path of discovery. Subscribe and perhaps share this with someone who also walks with a quiet fire. The fourth signal is that even though these women sometimes feel the immense weight of their path and may express weariness, they never abandon their journey because they understand it is essential to their very being. The greatest figures in history often spoke of the burdens of their calling, yet they never quit. A woman of purpose may voice her struggles, but she continues on because she knows she is equipped for the path she walks. This expression of tiredness is not a sign of ingratitude or resistance. It is an honest acknowledgement of carrying a heavy, meaningful load. When life gives you extraordinary capacity, it often presents you with extraordinary challenges. The soul that can hold more will be asked to hold more. This can feel overwhelming, but women on this path understand that their true strength flows from a source far deeper than their personal will. The fifth signal is a natural ability to lead. These women do not need to seek out positions of leadership. They simply draw others to them through their influence and steady presence. People instinctively turn to them for direction in a crisis, seek their perspective on important decisions, and follow their example, even when they aren't consciously trying to lead. This is not a learned technique. It's an authentic expression of their inner alignment that often shows itself early in life. As they mature, this quality of leadership only deepens and becomes more clear. In chaotic situations, people who barely know them will seek their guidance. In family emergencies, relatives call them first. In professional challenges, colleagues will bypass official structures to ask for their insight. This happens even when they hold no formal title. Their influence is not based on a position, but on their presence. What makes this leadership so magnetic is its effortless nature. These women don't scheme for influence or study how to persuade. They don't manipulate or pressure. Instead, their leadership flows from an inner authority that others simply recognize on an intuitive level. People follow because they sense that deep, running current of truth. The sixth signal is a profound wisdom in their decision-making. These women consistently make choices that may seem unconventional to others, but ultimately prove to be deeply right. When they face a problem, they are not moved by its size. Their focus remains on the solution, They do not get lost in stories of lack or impossibility. They simply look for a path through. While an average mindset might spend time in complaint or emotional reaction, the woman of purpose does not have time to be swept away. She is intensely focused on taking the necessary next step. They possess a clarity that helps them see patterns others miss and choose pathways that lead to breakthroughs. This wisdom can sometimes even feel mysterious to them, as they recognize their choices are guided by a knowing that transcends their logical mind. The seventh signal is the generational impact of their presence. The lives of these women do not just affect their own journey. Their influence extends to their children, their communities, and even to people they will never meet. Their choices, their intentions, and their example create ripples of change that flow across time. If you recognize these signals in your own life, do not try to make yourself smaller or to conform to what others expect of you. Life has shaped you for a unique purpose that requires you to be exactly who you are. Embrace your extraordinary capacity, nurture your calm and gentle spirit, and trust that every part of your unique nature will be used for the greater good. Remember that being this way does not make you better than anyone else. It simply makes you responsible for tending to your path with care. Use your gifts to serve, to uplift, and to leave a legacy that inspires others to honor their own light. Thank you for being here. If you are committed to honoring the path that has been laid out before you, let this be a promise to yourself. Subscribe to this channel as a declaration that you will walk your journey with intention and grace.